and welcome back to our Stone Age channel, where you can find out all sorts of Stone Age good stuff.
Exciting Stone Age facts, you know, how they lived, what they ate, where they drew cave art.
Yeah, how they spent their time.
Exactly.
Which is a nice link to what we're going to do today.
And we're going to do today is...
some
cave art. That went really well. Yeah, so today we're going to do some cave art. We found the perfect spot to take you deep into the past. I'm going to chew it up, and it is pretty gross. But we do have charcoal and toothpaste these days, and people put it in their water bottles to get rid of toxins, so it's not bad for me. And then we have another handprint, and see how our ancestors would have lived and drawn on cave walls.
Yes. Do you have some suspicions of why they would have done cave art?
I think cave art was just a way of like partly entertainment, partly storytelling, and partly showing future generations what they were doing.
Yeah, nice. When I think about cave art, I think about when I'm out and about and I take a photograph of something, why I'm taking a photograph of that thing. And I know that I'm taking a photograph because it's beautiful, but also I'm taking a photograph because I want to share that. I want to be able to go home and say, look what I saw. And sometimes the detail that comes out of my mouth doesn't necessarily translate to exactly what I saw, and now I can show you. And perhaps when they were out hunting or out just wandering the land, maybe they saw something beautiful that they then wanted to come home and share. Also, I reckon it was about making their cave nice and pretty.
Pretty, of course, that's what it's about, entertainment.
Entertainment.
And I remember when we were doing the TV show, Surviving the Stone Age, when you had, well, when we both did our handprints on the wall.
Yes.
And that was really like special because it took us, it was the most connected I've been to our ancestors because it drifted us right back to what they would have been doing, that raw sort of imagery of just printing. And
it's kind of like I was here.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Dan,
Isn't it?
Dan was here.
Yeah, forever.
Forever.
And I also think that perhaps during times like the Ice Age, where they were spending a lot of time inside, maybe sewing their clothes and cooking and not dying, I think, generally, freezing to death, that then they needed things like crafts to keep them occupied. And I remember learning about a piece of antler or horn, I think it was horn that they have found, that they've done some research on it, and they can see from this horn that there's carvings in it and engravings in it, but not only that, but they can see that it's been passed around, and they think that it was used during ceremony. But the thing that I liked most about it was that they could tell there was something like 600 hours worth of work in it, which just shows our ancestors weren't just surviving, they were also living, they were also thriving, weren't they?
Brilliant. Thanks for that information. That was amazing. Let's turn around, head into the cave and show you what we found. Ready to go?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow, it goes way deeper than I thought.
This is amazing, isn't it?
Well, watch out for the spider webs.
Come and see how our ancestors would have drawn on cave walls using ochres and charcoal.
See, for me, the lines are already there. All I'm doing is bringing them out. And I consider myself no artist, but when it comes to doing cave art, I find it really easy because all the animals are already there, just waiting to be popped out into a picture. I remember the first time I did this and how magical it felt, just pulling the images out of the wall. I hope you can see them as well as I can. And it feels like a real gift to be able to do this, knowing that our ancestors definitely did this too. Okay, so I've got here some ochre. So this is red ochre. This comes from the pigment in a rock. It's like an iron mineral. You'll find as well, especially if you go down to places like the river and you can break open rocks and you can see that there's all sorts of different colours inside. You'll have reds and yellows and dark browns. And so all this is a powdered version of that. And you can add a little bit of water. Let's just see what happens when we add it dry. And they found evidence of amazing natural torches that they would have used. And they can see that when they hold these torches up to their cave art, as they flicker, often it looks like the animals are actually moving. Maybe that was their first form of watching a movie. Okay, I've now added a little bit of water just to see if I can get a darker red. And yes, they think that there was all sorts of paintbrushes and moss dabbers and certainly ways to spit, which we'll show you in a little while, onto the wall. But I think there's nothing more effective right now. I'm just using simply my finger and some of this paint. If you do try this at home and you don't have access to the ochres, perhaps you could try other things that they would have used, our ancestors would have used, like crushing up some berries or making some paints from some grass, making some greens. You don't have to use the yellows and the reds. You could try and make your own paints from nature. I wonder if somebody will come in here in 100 years or so and find my cave art and wonder how long it's been here for. I might just leave a date on here so that we don't confuse anybody. They found a lot of evidence of cave art across the world, and some of the oldest is more than 40,000 years old. Our ancestors were making beautiful art like this, much better than mine probably, more than 40,000 years ago. And a lot of the pictures weren't just of animals, there were symbols, there was people, and there was animals that we don't know if even existed then. I've just done a little spotty horse. Who knows what their drawings actually represented, if they were real or maybe they were just a story, like a myth they were making up and telling the younger children. They found evidence of artwork like this, dating back longer than 40,000 years. And they're not just of animals, but they're also of people dancing and drumming and symbols, as well as obviously the classic handprint. Dan, you want to come and see what I've done?
Wow. How cool is that? That's pretty amazing.
It's not bad, is it? But I tell you what, Dan, I didn't draw this. This is all there in the creases of the rock.
Yeah.
I just followed the creases of the rock. You see here how this back of this horse and the bum of the horse, that's already there. I didn't do that. And all of these antler here and the shape of the head, all of that is already in the rock.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Yeah, it really does. I'm glad you've got that artistic flair. What I'm going to try now is a bit simpler. Mm-hmm. It's very messy. Okay. I'm going to chew up some charcoal and then I'm going to leave a negative imprint of my hand on the wall here somewhere. Okay, that sounds It's going to be fun, it's going to be disgusting, and it's going to be messy.
Yeah, that's why I get to do this one and you get to do that one.
You're the creative one. Okay.
Bit of charcoal?
Thanks. Let's get chewing the charcoal up. Right, okay, so this is the fun bit and the messy bit. I've got charcoal from the fire here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chew it up. And it is pretty gross, but we do have charcoal and toothpaste these days, and people put it in their water bottles to get rid of toxins, so it's not bad for me. It's just not the best. Okay, so I've got some water. I will get a piece of charcoal. I am putting it off slightly, but there we go. If our ancestors can do it, I can too. Oh, Lot. Right, let's have a look at that. That was a lot of fun. Wow, there's our handprint. Look at that. And that is probably what our ancestors would have been doing to mark something that they've been there. I think it's fascinating. Also think it tastes disgusting. There we go. So now I have my red ochres. I've got a bit of mix of red and yellow ochre in here. It just gets even better for me from the charcoal to the red ochre now. So what I'll do is mix it up in here. So I've got a nice paste, nice red mark it leaves, and I'm just going to put this in my mouth. And there we have another handprint. It's almost like time travelling into the past.
I want to show you what I mean by the rock is showing me where to draw. So just here, I've got the back of the deer, a bit of his neck, an ear. Here's his head, a leg, and his body's coming out here, back leg here, and antlers here. I'll see if I can bring it out for you. A bit like that. Could you see? I'm bringing out less. Yeah. Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Come check this out. So I saw this in the rock and I thought it was a horse. But as I started to pull it out, I'm not sure what it is. Like, is it an antelope?
Is it a bison?
It's not a bison.
It's not a bison.
It's got a really small head for a bison.
Mate,
it could be a deer.
Could be a deer.
But I felt like it was something bigger than a deer. Can you see that?
Yeah, that is amazing. It is amazing, right, when you see the lines in the rocks and then you can interpret that into a picture. Like,
absolutely.
It literally blows my mind at how you can pull pictures out of stone.
It feels magical. Why don't you give it a go?
Okay, I will. I will
see
give it a go.
See if you can see something. This is where your creative flair really comes in, Dan. And this is where, as well, you can't be afraid to go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
You've just got to follow the lines of the rock and they will tell you. And I do think our Stone Age ancestors may not have always been drawing an accurate representation of the things that they saw. Perhaps it was just their imagination. Perhaps they were just being creative. Or maybe they did. Maybe they saw it all.
Maybe they did. It is amazing how you just see...
What have you got?
I've got a mammoth.
Have you?
Yeah.
Of course you have. Of course you have. I get so excited all my charcoal breaks.
It really does just make you time travel. Wow. And how great. Mine's more of a
representation.
Yeah.
That's fine. So
It's all about having fun though, isn't it? And this is it. Like, if you're going to try this at home, at school, wherever, like, just give it a go. And there's no wrong, is there? As long as you're proud of it and it makes you smile, that's the best part.
Well, I'm going to see your piece of art in a minute. It might make me smile. I really like my antelope.
Have you got any yellow left?
Not much. Oh yes, now you see, I pulled out one of his horns. Is it a single mammoth?
Yes. Does it look like more than one?
I wondered if down here there was another mammoth, you see, like a baby trunk. You see the baby trunk?
Oh yeah, it could be. It's kind of in there somewhere.
I feel like he is. Look, there's his ear. There's another trunk here. I mean, unless you included this as something else. Was that just his tusk?
That's a tusk there. That was another tusk.
And that's his, where's his trunk?
I haven't done that bit yet.
Surely this is his trunk.
Okay, yeah, that's his trunk there.
I've got a good piece of charcoal.
Nice. There's his ear. It's kind of in there, isn't it? Oh, it's so much fun.
I could be here all day. I can see so many more. And I absolutely love your handprint.
Wow, that was, I know I keep saying time travelling, but that was a real connection to the past. Why don't you try this at home? Like and subscribe. Tell us in the comments what you've created and drawn, and we'll see you in the next one for some more Stone Age connection. To the Stone Age.